and welcome back to Mage the Ascension the Victorian Age here on Dork Tales. This is Chapter 6. I'm your storyteller, Kelly. I use he and him pronouns, and I'm excited to be here tonight because we haven't ran in 2 weeks, and it feels good to be back. So, folks, this is Mage the Victorian Age, which is, surprisingly, set in the Victorian Age. Presently, we're in London, where a group of mages have been brought into a number of conflicts, including a serial killer investigation that last episode led to the destruction of the Crystal Palace. Now, before we begin, I just want to say that this is a game designed for mature audiences and that there may be a number of things that come up during play. Now, all of us understand each other's role-playing styles and have had discussions on what we are and are not willing to role-play with, and we know each other really well, and we trust each other. However, because this is an impromptu game, or an improvised gaming experience, there may be things that come up that I can't warn you about. In general, this game includes things like violence, sexual discrimination, sexism, things like that. It's the Victorian Era. So if you are looking for like a nice rated R murder mystery with magic, pretty much everything under that blanket, and I will give specific warnings if I know something is coming. But if there's something that comes up that is going to be triggering or uncomfortable for you, please take some time away, take care of yourself. We would rather you be okay. But with that in mind, I think that was everything else. And yes, Darcie started the fire. Also, thank you all for all the subs. Holy crap. I've been finishing the fiction real quick. And how many subs did we just get? Soul Omen gave us 5. Thank you, Soul. You're a hero. And then who else gave us?
Trizelta 3.
Trizelta.
Right.
Thank you so much. So, folks, we're going to be starting in just a sec. I'm going to have all the players introduce themselves. A couple of quick announcements going forward. So, we are coming up to, this is episode 6. There are 8 episodes in this chunk. Whether or not that is the book or the midway point in this book will depend on character actions. But then we are going on a 3-week hiatus. So just so that you know in advance, we got 3 games, and then we're gone for 3 games because of extra life and some life stuff. So, enjoy while you can. If you are interested as well, please let me know, and I will do my best to get a copy of this up on our podcast so that you can listen to Mage the Ascension over on the podcast. And speaking of which, we have a bunch of games here as well that if you like World of Darkness stuff, take a look at our other content. You never know what you're going to find, because I run way too many games. I think that was all the announcements I had, really, aside from, like, it's Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend, so we're all very not wanting to go out in public.
True facts.
Right?
So do not go shopping on Canadian Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah,
just
don't do it. Don't do it. I made that mistake. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, so without further ado, I'm just going to pass it. We're going to do a big circle, starting with Christine.
Ah! Hello, I'm Christine. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I am playing Evelyn Taylor, our Electrodyne engineer.
All right, let's pass it over to Amy.
Hello, I am Amy. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and I am playing Chastity Goodwin, our cult of ecstasy / celestial chorister. Nice.
All right, down to Jen.
Hi, I'm Jen, and I'm playing Josephine, the Order of Hermes. Because no hubris. No hubris.
No hubris at all.
No.
Pot of hubris. And then finally, the new one. Hello, Robin as Darcie. I mean, Robin's not new, but Darcie's new.
I mean, Robin's new at Mage, so like we're both new.
You know what? I'll take it back. You're new.
I'm new. Hello, everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her, or they, them pronouns, and tonight I am placing.
Where are you placing?
Place your bets. I am on a good start, guys.
Get it all out during the intros. It's fine.
I am playing Darcie Harkness, our member of the Verbene. Yeah.
Nice. All right, folks. So if you missed last episode, go back and watch it because it was actually quite a hoot, and like I think everybody was super badass and crazy.
We're all terrifying.
You're all terrifying. It's really like against normal people without paradox. It's like, oh balls.
I have concerns.
We all have concerns.
Let's see. You melted a mind. You took on a bunch of assassins with an umbrella. You wrestled a fire demon with the power of your soul.
I wrestled my own paradox. Let's be.
That's more impressive in Mage. You have to understand that.
Right.
And then And then, yeah, so hello, United Adventure Company, our friends.
Yay.
Good to see you over there. Everybody, go give them a follow. Because I'm still on the part of the program where I can say that, because I love being able to say that, because during the actual game, I don't break character, usually, unless it's like an emergency. Or it's BAM. Sometimes I'll break for BAM. But,
Oh, one of the things I was saying, I think in the Discord, at least to Amy, was, yeah, like, Chastity and Evelyn have concerns from external forces. Darcie and Josephine are just trying to implode.
Yeah,
This is really true.
Yeah.
We're causing our own issues.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Hey, Jackal. Real quick, I invite you all to quickly, everyone here, to go take a look at the TeePublic store. I added 3 new designs. Because they're ridiculous. That's tpublic.com/user/dorktales. Please go look at them. They're stupid. And I just need to see... Oh, there's Amy. I need Amy's... Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've already seen them.
I know, but I just love them.
Darcie and Josephine are going to just bring the hellish levels of paradox down on us. Whereas, like, Evelyn is bringing the NWO no down on us. Or what? Their precursor.
Yeah.
It's fine. We don't know anything.
It's just the skeleton keys. That's fine. All right.
Oh, shit. I read about those guys.
Oh, that was a crick-crack. All right, you ready for some Mage?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast later, sorry for shilling the TeePublic store. I just created 2 more shirts today. Well, 2.5. And they're ridiculous, and I'm very excited about them because they're dumb. They're really dumb. Dumber, almost as dumb as that one that's just my head. Almost. I have to buy that. So
They reference stuff that happened in Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
K-Cub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Custard damage. All right. So we're going to begin play in just a moment. But before we do, let's take a snapshot from somewhere else in the world of darkness. Chapter 6. It took almost a full day in the tank for Major and Minor to heal, while Medial, who took more of the brunt of the assault, would require additional treatments. The scarring would be significant, a thought which made Minor quite happy at the expense of the normal brother. Still, 20 hours is a long, strong lead for a fox, no matter how ferocious the dog. All the more fortunate, then, that the trail was somehow still fresh. They had but one mission tonight as they walked along the fog-clutched streets of London, reconnaissance on the enemy while their other half recovered. Witches. London was lousy with them, if you could believe the upper ranks within the Order, which happened to be the triplets had been genetically programmed to do. And where do you find lice? The slums, of course. And so Major and Minor made their way to the underbelly of civilization. Their waxy pale complexions shined in the dimness and contrasted the soot-darkened faces of the rabble who made a room for them, and their strange air and suits and devices. People muttered in the distance. People whispered around them. They looked like men consumed. Consumptive. But the men cared not. They were there on a higher purpose. Major wandered the street, using a scientifically granted ability to smell the scent of improper recalibrations to the fundament, until he led his brother to a central water pump between 2 dozen row houses. "Dead," Major grunted. His eyes shivered and became the dull shade of boiled eggs. A moment before they had shined like polished pearls. "Gone?" Minor asked. Major sniffed twice, fiercely. "Cloaked." Then perhaps we shall resort to a capital approach," Minor said. He glanced around the square and found an urchin shoveling shit near the gutter. "Child," Minor intoned, "a pence should you tell me the location inside of which of these hovels resides a pair of crones. The child looked up from his task. What? Red-haired witches. The boy saw the coin dangling in the pale man's hand, and pointed a shaking finger at the fifth doorway on the left. The ones who lives there's got red hair, but there's not witches, though. Mama says they're wise women, midwives. Minor gestured to his brother, and tossed the penny into a puddle at the boy's feet. For queen and country. The door gave little resistance to Major's propelled bulk. The room within was tight and low enough that the hulking figure had to stoop into a deep dowager's hump. He flared his hairless nostrils again and looked around the space. We've got some. I agree, said Minor. And it took but a few minutes to search the house, with Minor tossing the meager bedrooms and returning with a wealth of clues. Various papers, letters, and notes flooded from his pale grasp. My dear associate, I believe we have enough to progress. Major held up a rabbit, coated with congealed blood. Rabbit? Skinned? Yes, brother. A perfect metaphor for what's about to come. So, shall we continue the hunt? Elsewhere in the city, the world burned, as the mages, who became known as the Doves shortly after, escaped onto Dinesh's carriage and rode off into the night. A baby squalled on their lap. Who was holding the baby at this point?
I believe Darcie took the baby.
Inside of the carriage, you find that there is a sleeping child, still unconscious from the use of magic. It's the four of you, the child, and Lord Macduff. Dinesh drives the carriage, pushing through the throng and the sound of the oncoming brigades attempting to save the Crystal Palace. The baby squalls on your lap, filling the carriage with a primordial sense of terror and anguish. What do you do?
I think Darcie's gonna start singing a lullaby in Old Irish to it. She's going to just start murmuring and like trying to bounce it on her lap and try and calm it down.
And just to confirm, I believe, yes. Amy, did you just send that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I believe, and then also Kat the urchin, I think, is also up writing with Dinesh.
Finish.
Yep. All right. Do you know which lullaby that's going to be?
Nope. I should have fucking learned.
Okay.
Searched that up.
Yeah, see if you can look one up in a sec.
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is I want you to make me a charisma plus performance roll to try to calm the child down. I'm going to give you a difficulty 8 on this because it's a baby that was almost sacrificed.
Yes, finally, I have something. Can I use charming on my charisma?
For a squalling baby? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This time. You roll a coin every time, or you flip a coin every time for babies.
Oh, do you?
I don't know. I've held like one baby in my life, so fuck if I know.
So it was charisma and
Performance.
Fine. Performance on.
The chat is confirming that yes, for babies you flip a coin to see if it works.
There's no performance. Is it expression? Or
Oh, it is
empathy?
expression now. Pardon me.
Expression?
I'm thinking of M20, like pre M20.
All good. I just want to make sure because I'm like I don't see performance. All right. 8.
Difficulty 8.
That's a botch. That's a botch for me, bitches.
Starting the night off right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yup.
So you are going to try to sing a lullaby, but you can't quite remember the words. The squalling child is going to cut through and completely just shatter whatever sense of of focus you had at this moment. You're a little frazzled. It's been a hell of a night for you. Chastity, were you doing something?
If the lullaby seems to fail, Chastity will offer to try doing a mind effect to put the baby to sleep a bit. Maybe.
Please.
Doesn't have much in the way of a mind, so...
That sounds
Yet.
good.
Take it, please. I guess this must be different than animals. I'm used to trying to calm animals down.
I mean, I've never tried this before either, so...
Just hard to think with.
It's a bit loud.
Yeah. So that would be
Shul.
rolled my...
So you roll your arete. Give me a difficulty 4, we'll say.
Okay, sure. What the?
Did you botch?
No. 10, 10, and 8.
Okay. The baby is going to just go completely slack and starts, like, bubble snoring.
She's got her head just like, she puts her hand on its head and just kind of like, was like, there. Well, that worked better than I expected.
Oh, that went fast.
You have a motherly touch, Lord Macduff says.
Excuse me?
You put the baby to sleep with but a touch. Wasn't meant to be derogatory. Would you not call that a mother's touch? Is not that what a mother's touch is for?
She's just not going to respond. She's going to sort of like stare vacantly out the window, actually.
Well. Not much of a singer, are you, Miss Darcie?
I mean, I've been told. I prefer to play the fiddle. To be honest, that's kind of my instrument of choice. But I've been told I had a good voice, but it's been a stressful night, I guess.
I suppose so.
Probably
I imagine
inhaled
smoke
some
inhalation
smoke.
would do that.
Yeah.
Good work. A lot of you.
What do we do now?
What we saw, it seems he'll just keep coming. It's one huge game.
You've saved the baby for now. I would imagine that this pawn is off the table then. The child's no longer interesting if it's not bait. And because it's not in his... If it's not in his sights, it's probably irrelevant. So long as the child can get a nice home, it should be fine.
That.
I don't suppose you know somebody who would take in a child.
Above you, the slot to speak to the driver is wide open, and you hear Dinesh's voice. I might have something that I can help with that. There's a chance that my sister could take it in. She and her husband have been trying for a while, but haven't had much luck. I'll speak with her. If you can keep it for the night, then you could bring it by sometime in the next day or two, by my restaurant. If that would be acceptable. At the very least, I can treat you to more food.
More food's always great.
Yeah,
and
that was quite tasty. I've never had that kind of food before, so
It's even better fresh.
I
Oh,
could
it's
imagine.
delicious, and I would certainly not turn down.
Did you bring that? Is that like personal? Can you get that imported in?
Some of the ingredients are, but overall, it's pretty easy to make. Old family recipes.
Aren't those the best, though?
Well, I'm hoping that the English feel that way. They seem to be liking the curries, though. Who knows? Might be a national food before long.
Well, I suppose it would only make it better if it spread. It's so delicious, it would be lovely to be able to have it on a regular basis. I suppose, is there... Do you think we'll be able to meet up with your mentor, Darcie, and Dr. Freeman anytime soon, I suppose? I haven't had a chance to actually speak with him yet.
I think it'd probably be best if you headed back to your house. For now... Dinesh, drop me off near Cloring Cross. Drop me off at Piccadilly. I'll make my way from there. You can take them home after that. Understood, he says. It should take us about an hour to make it to mine. I'm staying at a hotel near there. While I'm in town on this business, I wanted to say to you, the four of you are right, and I was wrong. I didn't think that we'd be able to save the babe. And yet, there it breathes. What is it? Is it a boy or a girl, anyway? Who's
Evelyn
holding...
caught it when it was naked, so
What
I'm
is it?
assuming she may have noticed.
What is it?
Let's say a little girl.
Okay. Yeah. She has you to thank for this. You were very courageous in there. What did you see when you faced him? What was it like?
Seemed like it wasn't even him. It was a controlled pawn, I suppose would be the right word.
What do you mean? A pawn? It wasn't him.
No. It was like whoever this was puppeting. And there was a shadowy, smoky before they... And it was like he said something after... But it was not him. I don't know how to describe it.
Like a demon. Possessing the body.
Could be a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Josephine. You know your bit about demons, don't you? You did your studying.
Yeah, it's kind of
Required reading.
essential. Yeah.
What do you know? I've researched my share as well, but I'm sure that our libraries differ.
Quite possibly. Oh, it's been a long night. Let me try and recall. Can I roll for that? Because I don't have anything.
Yeah,
off the
you
top
can
of my
make
head.
me an int and a cult roll to see what you know.
Whoa. Difficulty 6? Or
For this, I'm gonna say difficulty 8 because it's obscure demon knowledge.
fair. Would it be better under like an esoterica or?
This one's gonna be straight up occult, I think.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it is like hardcore occultism.
That's fair, and that's why I have fewer dots in it.
That's okay. You're still learning. You'll catch up.
1 success.
1 success. So you think that out of all of these, out of all the different possibilities, demonic influence could definitely be part of it. This kind of functions like actually, looking at this and putting the pieces together, how he was behaving was not dissimilar from the way that ghost you interacted with was, but more on a grand and malignant scale. Mm-hmm. Possession, control. Now, this is something that a mage could do as well, but a demon as well, or perhaps someone in cahoots. Maybe it's a 2-person act. Well, person is a very loose term.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, I was very focused on the baby and trying to protect her, and also the fire, and trying to protect us. But it really seemed not dissimilar to, I guess possession's a good word for it, but the way some mages take over other people's bodies and whatnot, whether willing or unwilling, that kind of, or even ghostly possession type, maybe demon, but it seemed far less malevolent than I've seen or I've heard of demons being. But yeah, I don't know.
Miss Goodwin, you're a practitioner of the mind arts.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something that you could do? Or something that you could understand how it functions?
It's not something that I'm capable of, but can I make a roll for that to see just
Sure.
like how much she knows? What would that be?
You
Occult?
could
or...
do occult. I'd allow esoterica. Well,
I don't have esoterica. I have
okay, so
theology and occult.
Sure.
Yep.
I'll let occult.
And intelligence?
Intelligence.
Okay. What am I going for?
You're going for 7. Actually, wait. What's your mind score?
Oh, I have 2 dots.
2 dots? I'll say 7.
Okay. Yeah, no, she doesn't know. I got a 1 and a 9, so.
A 1 and a 9? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know how to do it, but, so you have no idea personally how to do it, but looking at it, you could incite a single person to emotional extremes. I think that even failing the roll and knowing the exact mechanism for it, you would go, okay, so it seems kind of like they were encouraging a mob to act a certain way, or maybe puppeting an entire group, which for you is like unthinkably powerful. Like that would be like mind 5? Like this would be mastery level or higher to be able to puppet this many people. Like this is something that would be impossible for you, maybe ever.
It's a very powerful practitioner. It's quite unbelievable, actually.
Why does he want us? What do we have? We're all like, I don't know about you, but I'm just beginning practicing magic. I'm not a threat.
I don't think the threat part matters.
How do you all know each other? You're American. You're Irish. You're not American, but close. Canadian?
Yes.
And you're not from this world. I'm assuming you all weren't bosom chums.
No, we met the other night.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
You two crashed into a moving carriage out of nowhere.
Appeared
Yeah,
literally in our carriage.
The disbelief came from that it's been 2-3 days.
I met Darcie that same night.
Yeah. Mai said we were meeting someone important, helping someone, and I met you there. I literally like 5-10 minutes maybe before you two literally fell in our laps.
Yes, unfortunately I was followed.
I mean, all things considered, this is the most adventure I've been on in a while, and that's fun, but also why us?
Yeah, I've grown up running around fields and playing along cliff sides. I've always thought I wanted adventure. And this is a lot. Definitely more than I ever would have
not
thought.
necessarily looking for adventure.
But each of you brings something interesting to this equation.
I suppose.
You, for example, Doctor. And now former member of the Order of Reason.
I wouldn't necessarily say they considered me a member to begin with.
But you know things, don't you?
A few, I suppose.
And you've got a good face on you. A good mind on that face. You'd be a good poster child for other women. And other looked down upon ones who'd like to escape and make their own way. You'd be a great lure. I can see why they might want you back. Miss Goodwin, you're quite powerful. I've seen you do things, not just the babe. Quite powerful, indeed. And you, Josephine. You come from Horizon. Who is your mentor? Are you in contact with any of the higher powers? Perhaps you were sent down by Fitz-Empress. Nay?
I have connections through connections.
Aye, so you might be the joint there. You might be the pivot. For Horizon is usually warded against people like this. Keeps them out. And yet, a little taste of Horizon has been dangled right down here. And bastards from the pit can't help but bite.
Oh, I don't like that.
I don't like it at all either. Now, before you beat yourself up, this is not the first murder. This is just the first murder that called for you. It seems like you might be a convenience. And you... You're too new of a mage, Darcie. But you're one of the wick, aren't you? What'd you say your name was?
Harkness.
Harkness. Harkness. Is that your ma's name or your pa's name?
That's my ma.
What was the rest of her name?
1 second.
Yeah, please check your background.
Yup. Literally opening. I have my survey up on the Google Doc for doing
Me
that.
too.
Scroll down. Ah! Shit. Where is it?
It's okay. You got a sec. It's fine.
Ah! Where is it? Oh,
Did you not pick a name?
I did not pick a name for her mom. I picked a name for her adopted parents. I did
So-
not pick a name for her mom.
So, what's her first name? If you're Darcie,
Yep. Irish name generator.
let's see. I've got Aoife. I've got Quiva. I've got Saoirse. I've got Kira. I've got Roisin.
I like Kira.
Spelled like Kiara.
Like Ciara, like Ciara.
Okay. Well, that's canon now. I've circled it and everything.
Yep, me too. Don't worry, I'm writing it down. Kiara Harkness.
I know the name. You might be bait, yeah. Keep that in mind. Where is your ma?
She's dead. She was. I never met her.
And your pa? Is he still alive?
No, he's dead too.
Well, let's hope it's not a multi-generational feud. The way our guild would probably be quite full of interest by now. At the very least, are you staying in London?
Yeah, I'm staying with my mentor, who found me when I guess awakened. Was the term she used.
Yeah, that's generally acceptable in town. So you're all staying in London for the time being. Well, should another murder occur, I'll reach out to you. You can help me again if you wouldn't mind. Or if something occurs, you can reach out to me. We were not able to put a nail in this coffin, or at least the last one. I suppose we did put at least one nail in it. Eventually, we'll keep the bastard in. So, I have something to take care of in Piccadilly, but if you need to find me, you can find me at the Grosvenor, down on Buckingham Palace Road.
Does he give us his card?
Yes, he will give you his card. It is a very simple card that says, that lists him as Lord S. Macduff.
Evelyn will glance at the others and accept it and put it in her, I guess, reticule. And
Can I get
away
a
safely?
Can I get a perception and medicine roll from you, if you have medicine? If not, you can do alertness.
I do.
Okay. Give it a difficulty of 7, please.
Okay, 5 successes.
Holy shit! Okay, so as he hands you the card, you'll notice that he draws it out with his right hand. He's wearing his full suit and like furred jacket, as well as his very thinly made leather gloves. And as he hands you the card over, you'll notice that there's a slight tremble in his fingers, like a palsy, nerve damage of some kind. And as you take the card, you get the barest glimpse under gaslight as you pass by of a series of burn scars that lace up the cuff of his shirt.
Recent or
No, very
old?
I would say a decade at least. It looks like probably third-degree burns.
Amazing that he survived it then.
He'll pull his cuff up above his glove and pull back.
Her eyes will have flicked down and back up for that. Thank you.
Call on me anytime. Doctor, the choice you've made to leave is not an easy one. It's very difficult to give up your old life. And before you get too far in, if you need to sever ties, I have a way you can do it. Should you ever need to cross the field and speak to anyone on the other side, I belong to a certain gentleman's club. This stays in the carriage, even to your mentors. Even the Order of Reason abides by the respectability of the club. It's the one place in London where you can meet on neutral ground. I'm sure I could arrange for some ladies to be present.
Thank you for the offer.
Besides that, good job, everyone. Very nice. Color me impressed.
We saved a baby and got more questions.
We burned down a building.
Well, I mean, I suppose
It's not my first.
truly our fault that the building burned down.
That was very odd how it just kind of, lit a flame from that stray bullet.
The plants were
I
very
mean, we were the
dry.
ones shooting the bullets in the first place, so you could argue. Thus, we were not the cause.
That is very, very,
It's true.
very true.
Stray bullet, bit of fire, really dry plants.
They chose to start this fight, harm a child, and prepared to harm us. It's not our fault that they miscalculated, I suppose.
No. I just hope too many of those animals didn't necessarily burn alive. I know I say that after that big cat almost tore me to shreds, but it was just scared running from the flames.
We're
Makes me
nearing
miss my cat, Bran.
We're nearing Piccadilly. You hear from outside, coming from Dinesh. Well, it has been a lovely evening, but it appears that it's my time to depart. Thank you all for a most interesting time. It's good to see that the younger mages are doing something in this city. Up north, they're mostly layabouts. A lot like I was when I was their age.
What did you say your restaurant was called again, Dinesh? I don't think I quite remember it.
It's the Dosalan Coffee House. It's quite good. Don't worry, I'll be sure to give you plenty of directions, he says in his nice clipped English accent. Yeah. Best of night to you all, he says as the carriage rolls to a stop.
And you?
He gathers
Thank
up
you.
his...
Without both of you, we might have been a little more hard pressed to save the child.
I don't believe we would have even gotten across town. That's for certain.
I wouldn't be so hard on yourself. You're all quite resourceful ladies. You put a lot of the others to shame. Yeah. What did he call you? His doves. It's not the worst name. Be seeing you. He gets up, gathers his things, opens the door, and pauses in the entryway. And Darcie. It goes, I'll sell my rock, I'll sell my reel. You got the verse backwards. It's a good one.
Thank you. Again, I'm really sorry for kicking you in the head. It was honestly an accident. I am so sorry about that.
Funny, I don't even remember it, he says, and puts his hat on.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing you maybe sing that song again. Maybe practice a bit. It's the one that my ma used to sing when I was a child. Be good to hear it again.
I'll work on it. Hopefully I can do a better job. And she'll like flip her like a loose piece of hair like behind her ears and look down.
Good night. And he will shut the door and depart into the city. With that, the carriage picks back up again. Next stop, I should be getting you there in not too long at all, Dinesh says, with a slightly Australian accent for some reason, because switching back and forth between Scottish and slightly Indian British is very difficult. The four of you are left alone with a sleeping baby in the back of the carriage, and what are you talking about?
That was enlightening.
I must say it's a novel experience having a man with obvious power not patronize.
Oh, it's like he almost saw us as the same level as him. Not used to that in the day.
It's refreshing.
Yes.
I would not be averse to working with him again.
No, it's nice to know that we have
And
some allies and, people with power are always good.
we all work together surprisingly well, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you talk
Everything
about...
okay, Chastity? You seem a bit quiet.
Huh? Oh, it's just been a long night.
Very.
And admittedly, I'm a little rattled.
Yeah.
I think that we're dealing with someone of potentially way more power and capabilities than we, and he's just playing with us like a toy. Or it makes me so angry. It really does.
It is infuriating. Oh, it's all full of absolutely miserable timing.
Has anything like this ever been good timing?
In my
I
experience.
mean, I would have preferred if it did not happen right after I made a life-changing decision.
Maybe that's
Putting
what...
myself in a situation where I have no income, no home, no anything. It's a little terrifying.
And maybe that decision is what put you on this path that we have attracted. If you hadn't made the decision, you might not have gotten any
No,
of
I would
this.
have been one of those grey little ladies sitting, waiting while their men talked over their inventions.
So isn't this more fun?
How does it feel to be called doctor so much?
Quite nice. I didn't spend all that time studying to be ignored.
Good. So let's not be ignored.
I suppose I need to have a talk with Dr. Freeman to determine what exactly our working relationship will be.
Yep. And then I think we need to figure out how, if at all, we can stop reacting to this and
Yes.
get out ahead of it.
Yeah, it would be nice to have the upper hand.
I don't think we'll get the upper hand, but it'd be nice to at least...
We might succeed, but
Yeah.
So, Chastity's been kind of
Super
going
quiet.
between, super quiet, going between looking out the window and like looking at the baby and just kind of staring at it.
Mm-hmm.
We may have. Can I pass the baby
Oh yeah, of
over?
course.
She'll awkwardly try and hold it, and she's kind of just staring at it, going. She wants to try and figure out if something's been done to it. Like, if it's been corrupted somehow, or anything. So all she can really do is look at, like, mind, I suppose?
Sure. You still have your mind shield up, so go ahead and make me a mind roll.
Okay.
once the baby's been passed over to Darcie, Evelyn's gonna lean over and kind of lightly touch, like just lightly one finger kind of touch the baby's cheek and just be like, oh, we were discussing having one of these. I don't quite know what I would have done with it, but
I certainly don't want one.
I spent a lot of time with my my brothers when they were babies, but I don't know if
I was
know what
the
to do.
youngest. I didn't have to look after my siblings.
I always looked after animals. I nursed my cat back.
Okay.
My brothers are twins and 7 years younger than me. I had to do something to help my parents.
Wow.
Yeah, your poor parents.
Yeah.
That's 4 successes. If that was a difficulty of 5.
It was 4 successes.
Yep.
Scouring through the baby's mind, you're going to get all sorts of awash images. Looking into this mind is like admiring the growth of a seed as it sprouts over several days of like malting in a vat. The mind here is just a sponge, and it's full of all of the sensory information. And as you're kind of sloshing through it, you're going to get emotions and strange thoughts and desires and the sudden wellings and hungers of something that is still forming. As you touch on its mind, it's like watching stars birthed into motion. You've never used your touch on a child this formative. Sadly, with that, you're going to see that there are already some of the pathways, the channels inside of the mind are scarred. But, even as you do and see this, the child's mind is adapting, trying to overcome, trying to grow past these places, like water being dammed, and yet still finding a way to flood over its banks. It's resilient. She might be okay.
There don't seem to be any traces of lingering.
You don't see anything, no. Not with with that many successes, no. And that's pretty solid. Like, you feel very good about this. You think that, I mean, maybe Macduff's right. Maybe the baby was just a means to an end to get you there, and now that it's out of play, it's pointless. Like, it served its purpose, and but it doesn't appear that there is anything there. Now, as you are doing that, though, what is your, do me a favor, what's your avatar rating?
Avatar rating is 4.
Perfect, that's what I thought.
I do have a question once you're done with this.
Yes, what can I do for you?
It was mostly just with my knowledge of correspondence magic. Can I come to the conclusion that it's possible that they took something from the baby to be able to track it?
Yeah, that would be possible.
Cool.
A lock of hair would be sufficient, and the baby does have a little bit of hair. It was born with. Well, actually, wait. Pardon me. Let me think that.
Yep.
Because the baby was premature by about 3 weeks. Would it have hair? I think there's probably a good chance it would still have some fuzz or something, maybe. Or is it?
Depends. I mean, some babies come out with a full head of hair, and others with none.
We'll say that that the baby has a little bit of a mat of hair on her head.
Cool.
And that it doesn't it looks pretty. Yeah, it looks pretty like patchy. So it could. Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell. Also, some of the hair might have been ripped out during all of this stuff, but there is a chance. With Correspondence 3, you could sever connections or set up a ban. But the only person who that might be able to do that is probably drunk back at his house.
Yeah, and his specialty focus is still not.
This is true.
Specialty instrument, still not fully mended.
Most of the way there.
Most
Chastity,
of it, yes.
you feel that the baby is probably good and clear, though. Do you hand it back?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you keep your Bible?
It's in like a little. She's got a little book bag on the side.
Okay.
It's got a couple things in it.
You are going to feel a shift as you lean forward, and your Bible is actually going to. You have no idea how it did it, but it's going to tumble out of its satchel and onto the floor of the carriage, splaying open.
She'll pick it up.
As you do so, a shaft of moonlight is going to illuminate one of the pages and catch your eye. You're inside of John right now. And what you are going to see illuminated is... so you're in John 8, first of all. And let me just get you... and you may check this right now. It is open directly to John 8:44.
Oh, okay.
I have sent you the link with a direct.
Oh. She looks at it, looks back up at the baby.
What's wrong?
You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies.
Well, that's ominous.
I have a very bad feeling about all of this.
Yeah.
It's never good when the devil's mentioned.
I was also just thinking that there's a chance this baby could be used to track back to us. and I can't block that. I think Teddy might be able to, but based on how we got here, he's definitely more proficient than I am. But none of this feels good anymore.
No, that kind of that leaves a bad feeling.
Yeah.
The rest of the carriage ride only takes a few minutes as you sit in stilted silence. It yawns across the carriage at you with a cold dismay. But before long, the horses will stop and let you out in front of Dashwood's Manor, or Dashwood's estate. As soon as it comes to a stop, Dinesh will lean down through the porthole and say, "We are here. If you need anything at all, I am happy to provide. Do me the honor of coming by sometime in the next day or two. I'll have the restaurant open. Generally, we're up from sun up to sundown. Sometimes later. You never know when the British are looking forward to a night meal. And of course, everything for you. Half price.
Thank you.
I heard
Thank
about
you.
your money troubles, Doctor. I could always use a dishwasher, he says, smiling through the hall.
Well, potentially I can make something for you.
Do you do a pork vindaloo? I'll show you what that is.
You should enhance his kukri blade. It's a rather lovely weapon already, but
It's a bit dinged up, but it does the job. It was definitely thirsty tonight. But
Yes.
May all of the
To give my
blessings...
umbrella some work, I believe it has also seen more than I expected tonight.
May all of the blessings of heaven be upon you. May your God, or whatever God you believe in, shine down upon you. For you've done good work, and I know that mine are. Smiling on you as well. They're very non-exclusive.
Thank you for everything.
Yes, thank you.
thank you.
The door will open as Dinesh hops down and gets it for you. Well, good night. I will see you very soon. Hopefully under better circumstances.
That would be lovely. Have a good evening.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you for your help
Yes, thank you.
You are
and your
most welcome.
hospitality.
And if I may, I detected just this slightest bit of tension coming from the carriage.
Very perceptive.
Yes.
I had very
Yeah.
little to listen to. It's very quiet tonight. Everyone's looking at the big burning building that was by no means our fault.
Of course not.
Oh, of course not.
Definitely not.
He is not half bad for a rich Scottishman. Fairly clumsy with his words, though.
At times. However, he certainly seemed to mean well. And Does not talk nor... Does not treat women the way most of the men in his class do.
Yes. I also don't expect he thought he'd be confronted by 4 of us with some pretty, from the sounds of things,
Decided opinions?
Yeah. Strong opinions.
Strong women are the best kind of women. You'll
I'm
understand.
glad you agree.
You have not met my sister. One of the strongest women, capable of bending a British lieutenant over her knee and forcing a marriage.
Like my kind of woman.
That's
I feel
yeah.
like she would be very interesting to meet.
Yeah, I would like to.
She's
meet her.
she's the one who might take the baby.
She might. She
And I
might.
feel very comfortable with that decision.
Oh, to think of her raising a girl is
Yep.
a terrifying thought.
Those are my favorite kind.
Then you're exactly her kind of woman.
Does she work at your restaurant? So,
She
I would
comes
love
by
to-
from time to time to help out, but she mostly lives a life of leisure. He has a small commission and keeps himself busy. Her husband's a good man.
Good.
Arranged for me to come so that I would not have to serve in the army anymore. You can only survive as a Havildar for so long. But I'll tell you more.
She forced a proposal from him.
In a way. She is quite pretty. And he is, if you will excuse me for saying, very English, he says, wiping a hand around his face. Kind of miming, like, long nose and kind of just vaguely like, yeah. You get the sense that the guy probably looks a little like, I don't know, Prince Charles from that. I guess he's kind of, he's very British.
Very typically British male.
Nice enough. Nice enough. Safe walk to the front door.
But we shall brave it, and hopefully we'll make it safely.
And with that, he'll hop back up and begin riding the carriage off. Do you head to the house?
Yes.
Yeah. Do we have the kid as well?
I was just asking that.
Yup.
Did we leave him in the carriage?
If you want to have the kid, do you leave him in there?
I think they were going to... I thought they were going to sort out, like, employment or something for him as well.
I'll see what I can do for him.
At
And
least see if we can get him something better than what he had.
Something that's not going to kill him before he becomes an adult.
Yeah.
I do think that just about anything is better than what he had.
I would agree with you, yes.
But
Yes.
like I said, I could always use a dishwasher.
There you go.
There.
I'm
At the
sure
very
that's
least-
warm, and at least that would be warm.
Good night.
Good night.
He whips the horses and they begin clopping down the street at a very just perturbed canter. They're very perturbed. They're not having a good night. There's too much smoke in the air, but it's London. They're never having a good night.
Pretty usual.
Yeah. Still, lots of snorting. Do you head into the house?
Yep.
All right. Who's going first?
I think Chastity's pretty much just hopped out of the carriage and then just like started beelining it as soon as the
Okay.
farewells were said.
The front door opens and a dark shape moves in the shadows. It lurches toward you. What's your defense? Go ahead and you can make me a Dex and Athletics roll, please.
Well, I do not have athletics. It's just dexterity then, right? For defense?
It's just dexterity.
Then that's a 2.
2 total?
I mean, I have 2 dots, so.
Yeah,
should
so
I
roll,
do
roll 2 dice.
Okay. That's 2 9s.
2 9s. All right, that is... a figure lurches out of the shadow and tries to grab you around the waist. What do you do?
Grab around the waist.
Yeah.
Just kind of like freeze and look down and try and see.
A slightly scruffled face hits the side of your breast and nuzzles into your shoulder. Chastity, where are you? I missed you. Are you okay? Teddy looks up at you with wine-soaked eyes. Where have you...
Investigating a murder, Teddy.
Murdering an investigator? Huh.
Sure.
Oh dear.
Sure.
Oh, it's the Hey, how's it going?
We told you we were going out.
That was in the middle of the day, and now it's the night.
Yeah.
I made your beds. They're very comfortable. I took...
Hey, Darcie, you're still strong, right? You want to just
Oh yeah, I'm very strong.
just
Can
help
she
him
try and pick
inside.
up Teddy?
Oh, one moment. And
Yeah, she'll hand
Evelyn
the
will take
baby
the
off.
baby.
Yeah, she'll hand the baby off, and can I make like
just
a
kind of-
strength?
You do not need to. 7
hold
strength.
it technically accurately, but not very
Scientifically?
cuddly-like. Yes, very like this is exactly how you hold a child.
Okay.
Patting Teddy on the head.
Darcy's gonna like. How would she do this? She'd probably like sling over the shoulder like livestock. Like livestock.
Be careful.
That was a fun ride. I could do that again. Are we going up to your room to fuck?
I don't think that was the plan.
Teddy's shoulders over. Teddy's
Yeah.
head is over her shoulder. Darcy's face is going like bright red, and she's like,
I would... You know, hey, Chastity, have you looked at this thing? He's gonna start playing the bongos on your ass, because that's where he is. He's bop, 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 bop. Look! It's so... I wonder if it's as pale as the moonlight.
Darcy, just put him down.
yeah,
Drop him inside.
yeah, she'll just
Just put him
on the ground.
Yeah, okay.
And who now made the beds? You hear a stern Irish voice echo over the entry chamber, and you find that Mai is standing in front of you, looking her typical school marm depiction, her stern face kind of upturned with a frown. Your beds are made. It's all waiting for you.
Thank you.
All this one did was help clean the wine cellar.
He's
I
very
can
good
see
at that.
I'm
Chess
the
gonna
best.
go and try and like hoist him up over like on her shoulder, so like she's just like arm under around his side.
I'll take one side, you take the other. I guess that's
This
probably
is
better
what I'm
than
talking
slinging him
about.
over my shoulder.
Just get him somewhere where he won't die of exposure.
Two lovely ladies for the price of one.
Just
Evelyn's
where's my
gonna
room?
wrap him over the head with her fan for that line.
Oh,
Teddy, you haven't paid for anything.
Shush.
Come on.
Darcy's a good girl. Leave her be.
I could be a good boy.
Well, you're not right
Somehow I
now.
doubt that.
Okay, I'm lying. I can't be a good boy.
Yeah, we know. Come on.
You should.
where's
you
my
should have
room?
seen what happened to the last man that tried to farce himself on me, Teddy.
I would never. I'm a gerbil.
Yes. Yes, you're a gerbil. Okay.
I guess you really are American. You can't really hold your liquor there, can you, Teddy?
Yeah, I'm sure he's had a lot.
This is.
Definitely have the brain of a gerbil.
I've only had 3
Bottles.
bottles. Yeah, bottles.
Not casks.
I mean, at the end of the day, what's the difference?
Oh, you're going to have a really nice wake up in the morning, aren't you?
Well, let's move this party inside.
Yeah. Where's my room?
Let's get a bucket for him. I think he might be using it a bit later.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him tonight.
a good.
Can
It's
Josephine
not
look
the
around
first
for a
time.
bucket?
At
Yes.
all.
And each one of the rooms should be equipped with a chamber pot as well.
I'm specifically looking for a bucket because I want to put it over his head now.
Oh, there is definitely a head bucket right there. There's a head
Cool.
bucket right next to the stairwell. Of course there is.
I'm gonna pick it up
Like-
and I'm gonna put it over Teddy's head and just baff on the end.
Oh,
It's sort of like blinkers for horses,
go.
or with like with the falcons, like the blinders. It just sort of calms them
He's-
down.
Falcon hood.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do that and whack it, and you're. Ugh. I
that's much
rolled a
easier.
d10 to see if he would fall asleep immediately, and I rolled 2 10s in a row on the one dice. So
Is
that-
May still in the room? Is she
Problem solved.
Maya's
watching
still
this?
just standing in the
Hi.
entry.
Evelyn's gonna kind of turn to him. Do you know what to do with children?
You mean like the big one that's being carried upstairs, or
Oh, he's fine.
No, like this little one that can't do anything.
I know what to do.
Excellent. Can you do it?
I suppose so.
Thank you.
She'll take the child from you and will rock it. It seems like you're doing a good job. It's already out like a light.
Chastity touched it on the forehead and it just fell asleep.
No brain damage?
I wouldn't know.
Your doctor is waiting in the kitchen.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know if you're proficient in the area of correspondence, but I am concerned that the baby might be used to track back here.
I talked with Mr. Dashwood a bit prior to this. This place has some natural shielding on it that should help, but I'll look into that immediately.
Thank you.
It's not my specialty, but I do dabble.
I've dabbled as well. I just don't. I know that that's above my level right now.
Have
Oh.
you seen Bran around?
Not since this afternoon. I'm sure he'll be back soon. And sure enough, as she rocks the babe a little bit, you'll hear a scratching sound come from the front door.
Could someone open that? I have Mr. Dashwood.
Yeah,
in
I
the
got it.
room.
Josephine will go.
Places that you can stay. Down that corridor, left and the right. Both of those rooms are made up. All in all, there are 6 bedrooms in this house. A couple more in the coach house, which is where Dr. Freeman has set up. I've taken his place in the coach house as well. It seems a bit further away from the ghosts. To my liking. Soon enough, you'll be able to get Teddy to probably the master bedroom and lay him down on an immense 4-poster that has been stripped and remade with freshened sheets. Who opens the front door? Did anybody open it to the scratch?
I did. Yeah.
A black cat with one eye is going to dart through the crack in the door the second that it opens, and look up at you and then dart up the stairwell at Darcie's heels.
Darcie's got company.
Bran.
Just watch your feet.
He knows.
As you lay Teddy down on the bed and he groans underneath the bucket, the cat is going to leap up onto the bed and perch atop one of the, or is going to perch atop the headboard where it's quite thick. Is going to kind of sit there like a gargoyle looming down over Teddy's prone form. You can't go home, the cat says. You can't go home.
Sorry?
Pale ones. There are people there at your house, the cat says. Was that the voice? It's been a while since your cat talked. I'm trying to remember. Does he have like an English accent?
I don't remember, actually. It's been a while.
It's been like 4 games. It's been like 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think you did like a soft, like, I think you did kind of more of like, I forget, honestly.
You can't go home. You can't go home. A little Sean Connery.
There we go. My cat's Sean Connery. Perfect.
I am the last one. All right, there we go. We're good. Get some
You can even say
Dragonheart.
perfect.
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 You can't go home. I went back to the house. And there was another there. 2 of them. A pair. Pale ones. One tall and broad like a bull. The other skinny and malformed. Hairless. They stunk of the stuff of a mortician. One of
Did you
them.
notice?
Hmm?
Sorry, I was just gonna ask. Did you notice if any of them had like a weird like brand on their neck or anything like that? A snake consuming itself.
No. No hair. No brands. Strange doodads. Like the one downstairs. The new one. With the umbrella. And can I get an int and wits roll off of Chastity and Darcie?
Okay.
Int and wits.
Int and wits, yeah. Difficulty
Int and
of
wits.
8 because it has been a hell of a day and it was dark.
Well, that dice is gone forever.
It was like 4 10s too.
Right. 1
So
die.
difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8.
2 successes.
3. 3 successes.
Bran is describing 2 of the 3 men that attacked you in the carriage.
Okay.
Oh.
There were 3 of them, a large one, a small one, and a fairly average-sized one. All of them had pale skin, like the color of milk. Like actually more like the color of dripped wax. No hair whatsoever anywhere, including their eyebrows. And came in 3 distinct sizes. All looked similar, like brothers dressed in blacks and grays and whites. They looked like morticians, or whatever it was called at that age. I forget.
Well, thank you, Bren. I guess I won't be going home until this is sorted.
I'm sorry for your... I'm sorry you can't go home.
I mean, what is home really? Bran's home, Mai's home.
Chaz is home. A drunken
I'm
hand
gonna-
is going to like feel up your arm until it holds your gloved hand.
She'll grasp it.
Have I told you that you're my best friend? I love you.
She'll like hold on to his hand and just kind of like pat it, and she'll sit on like next to him on the bed and like, hold on, let me just get this bucket off of you.
As you've pulled the bucket off, he is like weeping. He like looks up at you with dewy, glassy eyes, tears streaking his pale and lightly freckled cheeks down to his stubble. I don't want to be anywhere that you're not. So don't. And he'll put his forehead on your wrist.
Just, come on. Just, you're sleep it off.
I always do.
He's almost kind of sweet when he's not trying to fill me up. I'll let you two.
I'll make sure he doesn't
take
drown
care of
himself
him. Yes.
in
yes,
his
please
own
don't.
vomit.
Yes. I might be able to help him with a hangover in the morning if he's nice. So come see me.
Don't.
Okay.
Don't. He'll never learn otherwise.
As you say that, you know that he'll probably never learn anyway. Meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
No, she'll just say, I'll stay here, and she'll just sit up on the bed and keep an eye on him. That's all.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Mai continues to hold the baby and talk. So, how did it go?
Save the baby?
I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've spoken to you. Who the bloody hell is this baby? And why am I holding it? I think there's some explaining that I'd like to hear.
That's fair. It's been a long night. Okay. Right. We left to investigate a murder. Right? You were around for that.
With the Indian.
Yeah. Our names scrawled in, blood on the wall.
Oh, as you do.
As you do. Very, very graphic murder scene. Just out of character quickly, I can't remember if Josephine identified that it was nephandic.
It came up. It came up that it very well could, and that's apparently what Macduff looks into a lot. He mentioned it specifically.
Cool. Okay. Met another investigator, Lord Macduff.
Scrimgeour Macduff. I know him. I know of him. He's got a good reputation. For one of the Chakravanti, at least.
Yeah, he mentioned that it was probably nephandic murder.
She looked
but we also...
quite alarmed as you say that.
Yeah.
You've never seen her this concerned about anything.
Oh, good.
She doesn't appear the type that becomes concerned, but when she does, her eyebrow leaps a good 4 inches above her hairline. Just...
Fair. So this was the woman was pregnant, and this was her baby. And which is why I was concerned about being tracked back here.
Fair.
Yeah.
Do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on the child. Go to the servants' pantry. Bring me as many brooms as you can.
Okay. And Josephine will go do that.
Okay. The servants' pantry is equipped with no fewer than 6 brooms. Some of them very old, woven numbers. Some of them more modern, the type that are woven in factories, and you'll be able to come back with them all. The kitchen, you will see that as you enter, it's not quite a sight for you. Actually, you're the only character that probably would be taken aback by this, but Dr. Vivian Freeman, a quite stocky black man with a black suit on, is sitting at the desk, his coat draped over the back of the chair, in his shirt sleeves rolled up, reading a number of, it looks like science text at the table. You were literally the only character that would probably not be like, huh, that's weird, seeing this in the kitchen. But, because for you, it's just a normal person. Because, racism on Concordia is not nearly as much of a thing. He'll look up as you enter and... Ma'am?
Hi, my told me to grab brooms. I think we're warding the place.
With brooms?
I don't know, maybe. But I know a mentor's order when I hear one, so I'm gonna go grab those.
Are you being chased by someone who's allergic to dust?
There's a chance we're being observed by someone.
Fair enough. And he'll go back to reading.
I will go get brooms.
I'll put the kettle on.
Probably for the best. I also think Evelyn wanted to talk to you.
Good. I wanted to talk to the doctor as well. Now, what's Evelyn doing right now as Josephine is scuttling around acquiring brooms?
Well, once, like, May told her where Dr. Freeman was, she was going to head that way, but she kind of got caught up listening to the conversation for a few minutes, but once Josephine goes, she'll start following.
Which is probably why I'm just like, Evelyn wanted to talk to you.
Yes.
There
May said you
are.
were here.
Yes, I was just doing some reading right now. I was about to put some tea on. If you wouldn't mind, would you care for some? I was able to go procure some earlier today, so that we actually have
excellent.
some real tea.
Yes, Evelyn will go to make it.
Hey,
What have
you've had a long
what
day.
have you
Go sit down.
determined from the...
Go sit down. I can make the tea. Please.
Okay, yes.
You barely had any sleep. Let me do this for you.
Thank you.
He'll take it out of your hands and get to work preparing everything. There's even
Yes.
some cream, so if you take
Oh,
it.
lovely.
The one thing this place had is old preserves, so we have sugar.
Wonderful. Just a little bit.
Before long, you'll hear the screaming whistle of the tea kettle, and he will pour and let steep the tea for you, bringing it over and setting it on a bit of a cozy. So, how have you been?
Well, we got called on to investigate a murder. It was most graphic and gruesome.
Are you all right?
Oh, I mean, yes.
You're a tough woman.
It was quite horrific. Pregnant woman, child was taken. Nephandic. Investigated, confronted, helped burn the Crystal Palace down.
I'm sorry, you did what now?
I mean, it was not our fault, of course. She's getting probably just a little, like, giggly from after effects of just
The adrenaline
constant-
coming off? Yeah.
Yes. Well,
You
truly, it
hear
wasn't
Josephine
our
laugh.
fault. When somebody shoots at you and hits one of the gas fixtures, it cannot truly be considered the person who's being shot at's fault for being missed. My magnetic resonance device worked perfectly, though, which was absolutely thrilling test. Wasn't quite sure if it would work. Theoretically, it should. But in the moment, it was a good first test. Quite effective.
Very interesting. I managed to hide the things that you brought across away from them.
Excellent.
Should you need them, we can investigate them in the morning. Lumps?
Oh, one, please.
Bloop. I guess the question now is how long you wish to stay inside of the city, and whether or not you wish to bring any of these other companions with you. There are two places I suggest we go. The first is Paris. I have some contacts there. The other is Vienna. There's a burgeoning resistance movement inside of Vienna. A lot of members of the Order of Reason are defecting. They're using that as a central meeting place. Beyond that, there are rumors of another place that we could all gather to discuss future of our movement. A place called Victoria Station.
From the pantry. I know that place.
What?
I imagine you do.
Or I know of it, anyway.
Is it not of this world, then?
It is not. It was built in the penumbra of London by an Electrodyne engineer. Earlier this year, a man named, well, you know of Captain Horatio Savage.
Oh, I've heard stories of Captain Horatio.
He managed a moon landing earlier this year, but returned without his crew. The official reports say he refused to discuss what transpired. I've heard a story about what he actually did. Victoria Station used to exist in the mirrored reflection of London. Earlier this year, it vanished. I'm sorry, do you understand interdimensional spatial relations, Doctor? Have you studied it?
Yes. Yes, we've worked through that, yes.
And, Miss Josephine?
I know a bit. It wasn't my focus, but...
Basically, the world casts a shadow, and inside of that shadow used to exist, of course, the station. Where it existed and was used by a number of, it was originally designed by the Electrodyne engineers as the basis for a worldwide rail network that would use teleportation and portals to take travelers anywhere in the world. A spirit train station that would use the ephemeral to transport the physical. Very, very genius. Earlier this year, it vanished. We found it. I have no idea how to reach it, but we found it.
Where did it disappear to?
And as you say that, where Dr. Freeman is sitting, his back is to this huge bay window in the central of the dining room, and he'll smile and point up. And as your vision tracks above, you will see hanging in the sky directly above his head through the darkened clouds, the grinning face of the moon. So, it seems we have quite an adventure ahead of us.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the moon, Doctor?
I have not. Not had the opportunity yet.
You might just be the first woman there. Unless she beats you to it, he says. I'm assuming Josephine is probably doing quite a look right now.
I think Josephine, comes out of the pantry, literally carrying all the brooms she can carry, and they're, they're falling on the floor and stuff. And she's just like, oh, the moon, yeah.
I wonder how it got there. What a mystery.
And that's what we might discover in Vienna.
I see.
But that's something we can discuss in the morning.
And yeah. In addition to what I've already said about tonight, I suppose you should be warned as soon as possible that whatever this nephondic being has decided to play games with us.
The what?
He has labeled us his doves. He's challenged us, essentially.
What did you say?
A nephondic being.
No.
Doves.
Causation is not correlation, but coincidence is never a probability. I have to look into something. I'll talk with you in the morning. Enjoy your tea.
I should get these to
Thank you.
mine.
And with
Josephine's gonna head back.
All right. You will scurry out to my right as Darcie is heading down the stairwell. Well, that took you long enough. She bounces the baby a couple times. Set the brooms on the floor. Now.
Brooms.
And take the baby.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's knocked out.
Yeah,
Darcie,
well,
Yeah, my.
grab a broom. Let's ward this place up.
Of course.
And with that, Mai will teach you a warding ritual. You don't have any correspondence, I'm pretty sure. But she'll teach you the
No.
basics of it, which basically is dust the entryway and leave a broom across the door. Blocks evil spirits. And other things as well. For what is
Good
a
to
man
know.
but an evil spirit with a bit of flesh? And I think with that, as you ward the house with your mentor, we're going to go to a quick break. So, folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Mage the Ascension. This is the Let's Talk to the Chat portion. Put a timer on. Well, I want to do this no more than 10 minutes because I've got about an hour left of game that I want to do, and I want to make sure we're done by like 10, 15, 10:30 at the latest. Because tonight is a fun role-playing session. So, hey,
they're
everybody.
all fun role-playing sessions.
You're a fun role-playing session. Christine blinked.
Mm-hmm.
So how's everybody doing?
Outside.
I'm drinking cold coffee. How are you?
I missed all of that because my internet froze.
Oh, I'm
and it
sorry.
went brr.
I basically said that we've got about 10 minutes worth of Let's Talk to the Chat.
For some reason, Twitch just gave me an ad. I celebrated my 16-month subscription.
Did it like log you out or something? Weird.
That's weird.
Weird. That's odd.
So, thanks to everybody who came and followed us tonight as well. And Random Equinox just bought you, about an hour ago, bought you a point of XP.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, hey, don't forget, if you like them, you can use your channel points right now in the channel point below for 12,000 channel points, which costs you $0. Just in case, if you're watching on YouTube later, we don't charge for that. Although, tell you what, if anybody throws like, what do you think, 500 bits? Is that worth an XP for the entire group? I'll do 500 bits. You can buy them. No limit. No limit. Every $5 will get them an extra XP.
I wish I could spend my own channel points on
Right?
experience.
Yeah.
Right?
You can spend your own
Same.
money. I'll let you spend your own bits. So I was wondering. So you four, do you want to have
so-
we need to do a podcast soon.
We do.
Yeah.
So did you hear the intro of the other podcast? Oh, damn it. Okay, that's +1. +1 for Mamie. Okay, there we go.
Okay, wait a second. Let's get some.
They have
biddies.
not. They only have they have one of the 3 that are purchasable. But the 500 bits, you can pay me $5. I'll give everybody XP.
We'll just make things
It's not
hard for you.
$5. It's $10 there, buddy.
What's that?
It's
Oh,
10
for 500
bucks
bits?
for
It's
500
$10?
bits, Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I get $5 out of it.
I was
So
gonna say you've now opened some gates. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, done.
I mean, I can't do anymore. I'm not buying any more biddies. Like, it's
yeah.
just
No,
not
me
happening.
neither.
But
Nope.
done and done. You'll just, like I said,
Yeah.
I figure, I mean, you might be unlimited, but you'll just make things harder for us. So
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
ultimately,
true.
it just balances out.
Honestly, like I mean, this is a business as much as anything. You can pay to win with me. Like I'll throw fucking Vormos at you. It'll be fine.
Who? What now?
You don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Do you know who Vecna
Okay.
is?
No.
I'm concerned.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. Well, there's a chance that Vormos is still a nice guy in this era. I gotta check my. Do you remember, Jen? Is he still nice, or is that like 10 years from now that he accidentally has tantric sex with a death goddess?
I don't know, but I was about to go in narrator voice. It was not okay.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. So, hey, folks, I hope you're all having fun tonight. I wanted to say a couple cool, fun things. we have just started a new campaign. So we're running Mage the Ascension. I know not everybody who watches the World of Darkness games is a big fan of things like Dungeons and Dragons. I strongly suggest you take a watch at Wild Beyond the Witchlight, though. We're 2 sessions in, and it has literally been just carnival games and like role-playing with like NPCs. It's been fantastic. We just broke 3,000 views on our first episode over on YouTube, which means we're one of the premieres right now. Like we're one of the big names.
3,400.
Holy shit, really?
As of about 4 hours ago.
I told you this one is going to be big. It's going to be big. And then every time I run this game, and let me just watch all of your faces while I say this. Oh yeah, you can also buy a custard damager. So I will say that this game sure makes me want to run other mage games.
Slippery slope.
Mm-hmm. A modern day mage game would be really good. I changed it to 1d8. So yeah. So also Drunk Teddy was very fun. Drunk Teddy is like,
I love Teddy.
Teddy is just a really good character.
good.
And I love him. I love him very much. We're at 3.5. I can't believe that. That's amazing. It's like 2 weeks old and we're at 3.5. Trizalta, Mage is a really cool game. Like it's really, really cool to like learn to think outside of the box. And I think it's one of the reasons that running Mage for so many years makes it like sometimes the magic system in Dungeons and Dragons gives me problems because they've tried to make it so you can't do creative things with it in many ways, so that it's more like, I remember there was this one that we did for I think it was in Shards of Nirn where Farah tried to create a portal, but it wasn't on a flat surface, so she wasn't allowed to do it. And I'm like,
Oh, right, yeah.
who cares? It's a portal. Or no, she wanted to create a wall of fire in the air.
Yeah, and for walls, though, like it has to have a point of contact or something on the ground or some.
Yeah, and I think it had to be on the ground. It couldn't be on a vertical surface.
It was weird.
And it's like, I get that you're trying to nerf this so that it can't be used to like, because like when you talk about Mage the Ascension, one of the number one things you'll see in a Mage the Ascension forum is people who are very new to the game who are like, how do I create a singularity inside someone's colon? Or are like, can I replace all of the brain cells or the neurosynapses in someone's head with liquid nitrogen? And it's like, I mean,
Maybe.
maybe. That seems a lot more effort than just shooting them. Which is the number one rule of Mage. Can you do it? Yes. Is it much easier to do it literally any other way? Why would you go through the trouble of a 2-hour long role-playing bit where you have to set up a 2-week-long ritual to turn someone's blood into acid when you could just push them on a spike? Like a sharp stick. You could
Just watch them till you can push them off a cliff. Cut
Exactly.
the brake lines.
And then just drop the body in acid. There you go.
It's just like, and the other thing is that like a lot of new Mage players don't realize the whole violation of the pattern rule. Like you can't like break someone down into those components so easily because you know it's hard. Also, Mage is also very hard sometimes for people with science backgrounds because they're like, but that's not the way the physics works. Physics works like this, and it's like, no, physics works like that because the technocracy says it works like that. Like,
Yeah.
everything is permitted, everything is a lie.
Why I enjoyed playing a technocrat, because it was just like, haha, this totally works, because science!
That's not how science works. Apparently it does!
Look, I paid for it, so it does.
The best answer.
The Syndicate is so great. It's like, I shot you, why didn't you die? Because I have premium health insurance. But you didn't see a doctor. No. But
Don't need to. It's premium.
It's premium. Like you don't think like like seriously, or like, hey, you can't stain my suit because I paid too much for it. It's bulletproof.
I still love, and I'm sure you've mentioned this before, I still love the like pulling out a grand and being like, you don't want to fight me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're right, I don't.
It was like, yeah, that was Peter's character in the LARP, like this huge hulking mixed martial artist who was like, I'm gonna kick your ass. The dude reached in his pocket, pulled out $1,000 in bills, smacked him across the face, and was like, fuck off. And he's like, okay. took the money and walked off. And I'm like, completely coincidental. You can't tell me that, like, if you wanted to beat the hell out of someone and they gave you $1,000, it was like, I'll pay you $1,000 to fuck off right now. You wouldn't take that? I would take it.
Right.
I love them so
good.
much.
Yeah.
It makes me really want, because like Robin kept saying that, like, she's like, oh, the LARP thing sounds fun, and I'm like, running a Victoria Station LARP would be so much fun.
Oh.
Because we could just hire a bunch of we could just bribe a bunch of our friends to show up and play NPCs, and like be like, I'm a train conductor.
So good. I want it.
Mage LARP, running Mage as a LARP can be actually a lot better than running it as a tabletop, even just because something about running back and forth and pacing a lot makes the game better. I don't know why.
Yeah, and also we
But-
had a wedding in game.
Several.
Several.
I was gonna say the pacing and the movement of LARP is what the silence of tabletop is, right? So in tabletop, you have these moments of just everybody's thinking, or just conversation has died down, and on stream it's kind of difficult because you want to break in and like do things, but also you need those moments of contemplation. In LARP, you can just go and walk a bunch, and it feels like you're doing something at least.
Well, and silence in a live action game is much more impactful than it is in a tabletop game. A lot of times in a tabletop game, it's like you're waiting for someone else to speak. But Jen, you weren't in that, but like that one episode that I ran in my first game of Mage, where one of the characters ended up in the ICU, and the entire game was the characters, like, it was like 2 hours of them waiting at the hospital to hear if the character was dead or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it was just mood.
Yeah. Or I'm just thinking of that one episode where it was like me, Christine's character, and Kat's character.
Oh, locked in the room?
Yeah, and we had the windows open, so it was cold. We were waiting to be interrogated, and that was pretty much the whole game.
No
And then, like,
chairs.
no chairs, just sitting on the
uncomfortable.
ground, like having like weird conversations of like, I don't really know you that well. We're in this situation. It's kind of quiet.
Were you in a parallel universe at that point yet?
Oh yeah,
Yes, that was during the world hopping.
yeah. That's when we and I
That
think
was
I
the
met-
one with revolutionaries, but
That was Sarah's
I wasn't
world.
there for the first one or something, so I was captured.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And
That's
then
right,
we
'cause you
got
had the opera.
interrogated.
And basically,
Yeah.
everybody got taken one at a time to be tortured and interrogated.
It sounds way
That
better
was
than this.
rough.
I actually just found photos on my phone. I was flipping through it looking for some old photos for some reason, and I found the photos of me in United We Stand, which is I ran a technocracy LARP for 2.5 years, and my character from that, who has cameoed in the technocracy game as a line item, I have the photos of me stripped down to my underwear, almost tied to a chair for the interrogation.
Oh my god, that was so dumb. That was like the weird. It was good.
It was
but-
good because you guys were all like, "Let's strip him down," and I'm like, "I'm keeping my shirt on. I'm keeping my shirt and my boxers on for this. But I'll take my pants and shoes off. Sure, let's do it. I'll take my hat off."
I'm just going like, I'm
I'll
not
show
an
you
interrogation
later, Rob.
expert.
Hold on. You know what? I'll show you all right now. I got it on my phone.
Oh my god.
I think I have it on this phone. Oh no, I have it on my.
I'm not. It does have to show. I'm just like, wow,
No,
Yeah, there is some commitment
Wild.
to it.
wild.
it's not gross or anything. Like,
I'm just being like, this guy, this fellow is like the most wanted by like the technocracy, and he's probably gonna break out. He's gonna get revenge on all of us for treating him badly or something. It's gonna
Probably.
be bad. Probably.
Do I have it in my Google Photos? I feel like I should. No, I don't want to add new things to my Google Photos. What?
Yeah.
What's the point of this? Damn it,
I
Google.
don't know.
Damn it, Google. Why you do this? I keep getting notices that I've got like half a gig worth of photos, and then I go look at it was. Yeah, I'll show you all later. It's fine. I'll put it in the Discord. Join the Discord. You see pictures of me in my underwear. Now I have to do it, don't I?
I think that's
Not
a
right now.
different. I think that's a different platform.
Come to my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. Google.
Oh my
It is in Google Photos. Okay, so where the hell is it? God damn, my head used to be around. Oh, there's me in a bloody pig mask. Pig mask. That's good.
Oh, that was.
You remember the
fun.
bloody pig mask?
Yeah. I remember the vampire mask I got to wear for that one game.
Oh, dude, I
where-
still have that. That's in the storage
Yeah.
downstairs. It's so gross.
I gave it to you because I'm like, you will probably run something where you need this, whereas I do not.
Never did again.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, I have to interrupt because Ender2563 just had the perfect comment for does that cost 500 bits too for you to put
no, it
pictures in?
only costs 100. I know what I'm packing.
god.
I mean 1,000, 10,000 bits. I don't know what I'm saying.
Dork Tales After Dark.
Dork.
Yes.
After Dork. It's pronounced after Dork.
Oh yes, After Dark.
Hold on, I've almost got it. Got pictures of me. Got a lot of pictures of Charlie in this.
Well, obviously.
Well,
Pictures of-
yeah, Charlie's the best.
There's a lot of
The
Charlie in this.
Spider-Man.
Pictures of me with horns. When did I wear horns? Oh, hey, pictures of the wedding I bartended.
Oh.
Nice. Pictures of me with horns making... Okay, I'll save some of these to the desktop. Hold on. We're going to go back to game in just a sec, folks, but...
Custom Blink wanted us to stall for a minute while they made coffee, so...
Oh, that's fair. I'll do anything for Custom Blink. They're nice. They actually are a nice person. I like them. Oh, a picture of Jen with a flower growing out of her head. You look cute in this one. You want me to send this to you?
Okay, sure.
Okay, hold on. Oh, you know, I can just share this with you. Hold on. Create link. Okay. Copy. I never use... Does anybody use Google Photos?
No.
Like, on the planet? Okay.
Yeah.
I have.
I do.
Have you?
Well, I
use
have.
it.
I have a lot on there because my phone would automatically upload for a while until I stopped that. So I've been trying to pull them
just
off and like
Found
keep them
it
larger.
useful for like before when I made the switch from like iPhone to Samsung. You know, I was just like,
good switch.
Google's cross-platform, man. I'd rather have that. So, and then
Okay,
I keep getting new phones. So I'm like, it's just
So,
easier. on
there,
Google
Jen, I
Photos.
put it in the mage chat. It's kind
Okay.
of blurry. You have a flower growing out of your hair.
I'm sure I do. I forget this.
Pictures of me and Christine feeding ducks. Oh. What is Batman's guilty pleasure, Mage the Ascension? We were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Oh, hey, that's me playing Mal with a flower growing out of my hair. I don't know why, but
Is it? Now I'm at a wedding. Why am I at a wedding? Where's the picture of me in my underwear? What the hell? This is like pre-Japan stuff. Why is there pre-Japan photos in here? How long have I been using Google? Why do I have pictures of this wedding? I don't even know this person. Sorry, I have pictures of a wedding that I went to with my ex, and I'm like, why is this in my Google Drive? I don't care about any of these people. I don't even know their names. Oy. Blah, 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 blah. Where is the pictures of what? They were here. Oh, there they are. Right there. Right next to the picture of Michael dressed like a mummy. And I am going to send the... So, here you go. Boom. Sent. Enjoy.
Oh,
Pictures of me in a containment cell made of an upturned table.
yep.
Enjoy. I'll post that to the Discord. So bam. See, I'm not like completely in my underwear. I have nice thighs though. Not bad. Anyway, that's enough of that. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Y'all good?
Yep.
We're 10 minutes past our 10-minute chat.
minutes. Yep.
Time takes longer than you expect it to.
I have time
Always.
paradox, right?
Yep.
Me too.
All right. Oh, I also didn't see the
Forever.
blinking. All right. So, folks, thank you so much for watching and waiting and all of that. Any last things we got to do before we head back in?
I don't think so.
All right, that was easy. Yep. Donate bits to give them more XP. So far, I've got them at +3, but you can get them more. Okay, I'm gonna drink this coffee and then we're gonna go back in again. Because I'm sleepy. Also, have a good Canadian Thanksgiving, anybody who celebrates it, and for everybody who is pointedly not celebrating it, cheers. Because that is a conversation since we're talking about colonialism in the Victorian era. Enjoy the day off. I think you can still enjoy the day off without any of that.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I was just I wanted to say something, but I also don't want to delay going back into game, so I'm just not, and it's fine.
Was it about colonialism?
It was about having Thanksgiving 2 weeks after the new Truth and Reconciliation Day.
Ooh, yes, that is fair. All right, and with that, I'm blurry again, so let's hop back in the game. Whoa. Okay. How do you, Jen? Hey, so when you have Thanksgiving 2 weeks later, how do you do that?
No, oof.
Oof. All right, so folks, we're gonna head back into game. Thank you so much for watching Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age. I hope that you have enjoyed your experience to this moment and no further. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Mage the Ascension, the Victorian Age, Chapter 6. You sleep through the night, comfortable, warm, and secure. The house is full of the smell of burning oil and fireplaces, alight with kindling and freshly purchased logs. And coal, actually. Actually, it would be coal at this day and age, so let's go. The smell of coal heaters lighting your rooms. Each of the beds had been equipped with a little coal brazier that was stuck beneath the sheets, giving you a warmth and a coziness that you had not expected yet. Darcie. Now here's the question for Darcie. Your strength would have faded. So what we're going to say is that with a night's sleep and rest, that is going to heal when you wake up in the morning. The point of lethal from the pattern bleed. Normally it would take a little while longer, but after crashing super hard, I think that would probably fade away. Okay.
Cool.
Anybody else? Is anybody else injured at all?
I still have my. I think I still have my 3 bashing from Paradox.
Okay.
I don't know if that's healed yet. But...
When you wake up the next morning, it will be healed.
Awesome.
You will no longer look like a bruised mango.
Yay!
The house is awash with the smell of bacon drifting up, up, up. It crawls under your doorways and over the sills with tendrilless fingers that make your mouth water against your pillow. As each of you awaken with a gurgle in your stomach, you realize that you hadn't eaten since the morning previous. The smell of bread, freshly charred. The smell of something slightly spiced or fruited. Oats or porridge curls up in the scent of honey. Who heads down first? Or do you all meet together for once?
I feel like Evelyn probably gets up relatively early.
As you head down, you can hear the sound of bustling in the kitchen. And sure enough, there, with shirt sleeves rolled up around his broad forearms, with an old, frilled maid's apron wrapped around his waist, is Dr. Freeman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Surprised to have you awake this early. Are you a cook, Doctor?
passable?
Can you stir?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure this doesn't burn, he says, stepping away from where a very thick oatmeal is on the stove. Actually, two different versions of it. One that's a thick porridge, and the other which is a bit chunkier. Stir them both if you don't mind. I've got porridge here for you. And there, if anybody wants it, I was able to make some grits. Which,
I don't think I've ever had that.
it's a bit southern. Alright, so, now the bacon. Who is next to get down there?
Probably Darcy. Well, I guess no, she probably crashed hard to the lethal, so she's probably probably later than everyone else if she was trying to heal from that. So never mind.
Yeah, maybe Josephine's next down.
Okay. So Josephine, the scent of bacon is too tempting to ignore as you wander in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Would you mind doing me a favor? Can you pour some of the water off of the kettle into the tea? I want to make sure there's enough for everyone when they come down.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Miss Josephine, can you please make sure that I'm not burning the bread?
Yep.
You'll see that there are several toasters stuck into the fireplace. Now, these toasters are very these are Victorian toast, so it would be more like a fire poker with a small cage on the end of it, kind of like a pizza flipper with slots for bread that are thrust into a fire oven nearby. And they are starting to get a bit charred, but you kind of like things a bit burnt from experience. I imagine you'd have a taste for it at this point.
You gotta develop that taste. But I will pull any that are getting quite toasty, so they don't burn too much anyway.
Good. All right. And after a few minutes, Chastity, you can make your way down as well.
Does she leave Teddy still passed out?
So actually, did you stay in his room?
I think she did. I mean, she might have stepped out to check on Amelia, but probably went back because she's like, gotta make sure he doesn't choke on his own puke.
You'll wake with his head on your shoulder and his arm kind of wrapped up and under your rib cage and around your back.
Like,
Good morning.
how's your head?
It's just, I've never heard a complaint. Throbbing. Very. Oh, sorry. And he'll shift his hips away from you. It's morning. Sorry. It happens.
Hand on face and just push.
What? From downstairs, at this point, Josephine, you'll pull the toast out and you'll hear come through the floor the sound of a cut, like a ka-chonk.
Well,
I'm okay.
Chastity's gonna hop out off the bed and just gonna go out and leave him there. I think breakfast is ready.
Excellent.
Take your time.
I will. And you'll hear the sound of him emptying himself into a chamber pot. The slow stream. At least you, the fall made it this capable. I was worried I'd have to wait a couple minutes. I'm not going to explain that if you didn't catch it.
Just hand in forehead, just... Alright. Anyway.
Chastity. I love you.
You're a dumbass.
Doesn't mean I don't love you. In fact, that might help.
Alright. She's just gonna go and retrieve. Yeah.
All right. Before long, you are all downstairs. Teddy looking like he's doing his best raccoon cosplay. His eyes thick and purple bags. Chastity,
What?
do you have any snuff? I used mine.
That's a tragedy.
You don't have any cocaine?
No.
Does anyone have any cocaine? Just a little. Laudanum?
It's not something I'm in the habit of carrying, no.
Thought you were a doctor.
Not medicine.
Well, it is. It's the best kind of medicine.
Oh, good morning, Teddy. How are you feeling today?
I'm glad to see you too, Miss Harkness.
Yeah, do you remember much of last night?
Did
You played the drums on my ass. So I hope you're doing well.
Eddie?
Evelyn will just tap the spoon off on the side of the pot.
Do we have to
Give
talk
Darcie a little
about
help.
not touching other people without permission first?
You're right. I'll only touch you. It's fine.
Never mind.
Okay. I'm.
You deserve this.
I deserve.
You deserve this.
And as a gentleman, I will take my punishment in spades. But
Hey, Kelly,
yes.
can I whisper some Latin under my breath and direct sound towards Teddy's ears?
Oh no, you. Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Yay!
This will be difficulty 3, 4. Will be difficulty 4.
That's 3 successes.
I'll be right. A sheen of sweat erupts over his forehead, and he is going to lurch out to the garden to vomit.
Oh, poor dear.
I think that went well.
Everyone sleep all right?
Mai takes a drink of tea. Couldn't have been better. The babe's asleep in the other room. I slept well as
Sorry
well.
about that.
Dr. Freeman will put the bacon and eggs and the toast and the porridge and the grits, as well as some baked biscuits with a very thick gray gravy that looks entirely unappealing to all of you, actually, I think. I was going to say 99% of you. But will be surprisingly tasty if you try it. Very heavily salted and peppered. Hope you don't mind. I brought some as much cooking as I could up from home. It's hard to work with British ingredients, but I do what I can. Biscuits and gravy, sausage in the gravy. If any of you are vegetarian, I also was able to procure this, and he'll hold up a jar of marmalade. So,
Lovely meal.
did you all sleep? You all slept okay?
Yes, quite comfortably, actually.
Decently.
Yeah, I'm still quite a bit tired. That took a lot out of me last night. I think I may have pushed my magic a bit hard.
You should be careful. You could have been in grave danger. But go on. I want to hear what the story is from all of you. I've heard bits and pieces from each of you. And then I was informed by your cat, and not you, that our safe house has been overrun.
I wanted to come talk to you, Maya. I just
Oh,
I
so
went to
good of you
bed.
to wait until the morning. I could have already gone home to get supplies and been hijacked by thugs. Be smart, girl.
I'm sorry, Maya.
Being stupid will end up with you dead. Or worse, with me dead.
I should have come last night. I meant to.
Don't mean it, do it. What do I always say? Do or do not, but at least pick one.
Yeah.
But go
I
on.
don't really believe in trying. I know.
Aye. So, Nefandus, a dark mage, has targeted you all. Is that what I hear?
That seems to be
Apparently.
the case, yes.
And you've become assistants to the local Chakravanti, the Euthanatoi.
Here so.
That does seem to be the case. Mostly because we were directly associated with the recent murder.
And what do you think of them? I haven't had much use for the Chakravanti in my time. Murderers, the lot of them. Killers, fanatics.
Certainly a lot more pleasant than the other killers and fanatics I've met.
I suppose
These
so.
ones I could get
Very.
along with.
Yeah.
Yes, they seem quite
And he makes
reasonable.
some really good food, Mai. Like really good. I don't know if you've tried curry. It's delicious.
It's a bit too spicy. Toast and eggs would be fine for me.
Oh, come on, Mai. You got
Just need
it.
to build up a tolerance.
So, do you have a plan? Are you staying together? Or are you waiting? What are you doing?
I think we were taking today to figure that out.
I don't mean to interject, but I spoke with Dr. Taylor last night. There are a couple places that I would like to go and take her with the rest of the Electrodyne engineers that are defecting. I just realized that I suppose y'all don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no idea.
The Order of Reason has proved a hostile environment to our methodologies. And our contingent are leaving en masse. It's a trickle, but it is likely to become a flood if my predictions hold. We're in present talks with the Council to see if they need assistance. I don't mean to be presumptuous, but what I hear is y'all have... you're talking about the seat of matter? I suppose I am. You don't look much like the Solificati, but I suppose you'll do. So long as it's honest. This is why we were there to shepherd Darcie. To make sure that Dr. Taylor made it out okay, and so did Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman has been going around recruiting as many fellow dissonants as possible. It's true, I have. I see great potential in you. And I think that we can do something amazing with it. But for the time being, I think it's best that we keep our heads down. Eventually, I'd like to go to Paris. That is my base of operations primarily. But as I
It
said
would
before,
probably be good to leave London relatively soon. I imagine they are not taking the loss of that item.
oh no,
And I
Teddy will wander back in.
think that France was originally our intended destination.
Where we're leaving for France now? We just got this
Possibly.
place up and running, but
Seems like
it should be easy. I've got a portal.
you got a what?
Uh,
What? When did
what?
you?
Well, I mean, I didn't. It's no. The Rose Garden has a standing portal to the Paris house.
Oh,
When
That's
did that
cool.
happen?
Well, I can't. Well, it's been built in for years. You know my family, but I don't. I need my compass fixed if I'm gonna use it.
Right,
I can't open the door if I don't have the keys, right?
right.
It shouldn't be
I
too
forgot.
much longer.
Uh,
I can sit and focus on it.
thanks. I
Today.
feel quite a bit better. I found these mushrooms out by the well. They're doing the trick.
Did you leave any?
What? Yeah, of course.
Oh, I had a bit of those earlier last night.
He'll hand you a mushroom.
For later.
Yep.
Is it Tass?
You may take a tass mushroom.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
how long until we leave?
Is there more we need to sort out here? I mean, we have to take the baby to possibly be to Dinesh's sister.
yeah.
Was there anything else anyone needed to do here? I mean, this was just a stop on our way.
Do you need to speak with your husband, Doctor? This is a big step, and I know that this is going to be a difficult trek for you. I can find a secure location if you wish to wire him.
As I should.
We could also wire him from France, but once we're out of the city, it would be paradoxically easier to pinpoint our location. I'd prefer he not know that a wire has come from the mainland, if you follow.
Yes, of course.
In the meanwhile, I'm sorry, I feel like I cut you off.
No, not at all.
Didn't that Lord Macduff say that if we needed to, he could potentially arrange a local neutral meeting if you wanted to actually see your husband at that gentleman's club?
If you think it's safe.
I don't rightly know. A wire might be safer. He's very invested in raising his status.
So, we get everything ready. Prepare to finish all of this up. And then we just need to drop the child off with the Indian. Dinesh?
Or with his sister, if his sister.
Oh, sounds amazing. She sounds
Yeah.
like quite a woman.
Good. Well, that sounds useful.
Evelyn's going to turn to Teddy at that point and ask, looking slightly like uncomfortable, embarrassed, if there was anything left behind, such as clothing.
Anything left behind? Oh, you mean in the house?
Again. Yes.
Oh yeah, tons.
Can I?
I don't know if it would fit you, though. She's quite a bit taller than you.
Anything can be altered. And I suppose anything is better than nothing at this point. It would have been relatively suspicious if I had packed clothing with me when going to the symposium.
I hereby grant you full access to anything in any of my closets.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, I might need to take you up on that too.
We'll collect a few things.
Yeah, I got quite scratched up by that cat, so it's definitely the shirt has seen better days. And again, we were just escorting you from the safe house, which now I can't go back to. So I'm also a little unprepared.
Help yourself to anything. Seriously, it's it's the least I can do for treating you like a drum.
She will go bright red again at that mention, just like whole face flushes, and she like looks down.
I do apologize. That was uncouth.
Maybe just stick to 2 bottles of wine instead of 3.
They were casks, but yes.
Called it.
I normally have Chastity to mind my leash. Sometimes figuratively, even. But I couldn't help it. I was worried. You didn't tell me where... You could have died. Where would that have left me?
Drunk and on your ass.
Which, if Chastity was dead, is where I'd want to be.
I mean, you'd have to look after Amelia for me.
Why would anyone have to look after me? You hear from the doorway behind you.
Oh.
Where am I? And as you all glance over your shoulder, Amelia standing in the doorway, awake and bleary as the sleep spell is finally worn off after about a day. Where am I?
Amelia!
Why are her clothes torn? And, hello? She takes a long look at the man sitting at the table that is probably a little awkward for her given the social situations of the era. Which we in no way to condone as a modern day gaming thing, but, still. She's gonna be a little surprised.
So, you've missed a lot?
Welcome to London.
We were in London.
How long did I, what? Teddy, did you put something in my drink? I would never put nothing like that. Nothing that powerful, at least. Nothing, and not unless you asked me. I accept, for the bongos, consent is important. How am I in London?
Sorry, I'm Dr. Evelyn Taylor. Pleasure to meet you. She's gonna start going into this long explanation of something very science sounding to explain how she got here so fast.
Ocean currents.
And just watch it go over her head.
Make me a manipulation and science roll.
Yeah,
Ooh,
sure.
That's a fun combination.
Right? You never hear that one.
Yeah.
I like this. This is a decent dice pool, actually.
Okay, let's say, and this will be difficulty 6, but it'll be against her wits and subterfuge.
I get a sense that her pool is not big.
Well, good luck with those 4 10s that I rolled.
Holy shit, really? I rolled 2, but she doesn't have a specialty in subterfuge. Except for
I don't either.
Maybe she
I don't
was
have any
lying to
specialties
Daddy.
in this. Oh yeah, she probably could get away with that one easy.
So 1, 2, 3. How many did you get?
4.
4 successes?
Yeah.
Okay.
4 10.
Okay. That doesn't sound possible. But this is
Oh, it's
London.
a very new field. Quite experimental, honestly, but Seems like it was quite a successful test.
Yeah, like it's magic almost.
See, that would make more sense. I've read Jules Verne. I know about science. How is this? This can't be London. You're talking about New England. Like, we're in Boston or something.
Oh no, this is quite London, England.
No, take a look out there, darling. It's London, England.
She will strut across the main entryway and open the door. This is London!
Yep.
Yes.
So,
What? She'll back into the kitchen. What am I doing in London, Chas? Chastity, what am I doing in London? Chastity, Prudence, Goodwin, what am I doing in London?
Mia,
We were supposed to be in Paris.
We took a detour.
we're going to Paris.
How bad
Paris
of a
is
captain
next
are
up.
you?
Excuse you?
It's a different landmass.
Teddy's compass.
There were reasons we had to stop here, and now we're going to Paris. So
They had to pick up Dr. Taylor and myself.
yeah, just be glad that
And who the hell are you?
Darcie Harkness, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Just be
It's
glad that you
pleasure
slept
to
through
meet
the
you as
entire
well.
arduous journey. Like, thank me for that, or maybe not me because I didn't do it, but
Well,
thank yourself for that.
What's the last thing you remember?
The police were on the dock. The boat was fired on by the Port Authority. And then I was pushed into the water?
Yeah, you were knocked unconscious.
And
But the
Teddy
boat...
saved you.
yeah, there was a hiccup with his
All in a day's work.
compass. So, we ended up in London first.
I'm a bit of a healer myself. You definitely suffered from some sort of cold shock that kind of it slowed down your heart rate and it kind of put you in a bit of a sleep and a bit of a trance. We get it all the time. In Ireland, it's quite a common thing of children falling in the ocean, and it's just the coldness of and the harshness of the Atlantic Ocean. So it's completely normal, but you look like you're doing much better now.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like I haven't eaten in days.
You haven't, but there is...
You can have my seat. Dr. Fraben will stand up, noticing her discomfort, and will let her... We'll take his plate and go eat at the counter.
I think Evelyn's gonna go with him and engage him in scientific discourse because she hasn't had that hasn't had that well in a while.
Amelia will eat with so much gusto. Okay. I mean, like, honestly, quite unladylike, actually. She's so hungry. She starts, like, using whatever she can. Forks, fingers. I mean, honestly, it would make more sense if... I just don't understand. Like, ocean currents carrying that across that quickly?
I don't really understand it either. It's not my...
Magic would make more sense. Like, Grandma
Right?
used to talk...
I'm in agreement.
Honestly, like, if you'd said that we'd fall into a I don't know, a fairy ring or something, that would have made more sense. Like, my grandma used to talk about those all the time.
I don't really see them they see them a lot in Ireland.
My grandmother was part Irish, so
That makes sense.
we try not to talk about it. No offense. It's not well received in New York. Or at least it wasn't. It's better now. It's marginally better.
Shame. I've always wanted to. I've heard about New York. I've always wanted to go.
It's absolutely grand. In to visit, it would be wonderful. I think that navigating my family's societal duties would be a bit hindered. Everyone up there is so stuck up. Chastity could tell you that. Okay, I don't know what has actually happened here, and I don't really care.
Good.
That's a good,
We're in London.
Yep.
And we're going to Paris.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh God, I'm in London. Chastity, does Daddy know? I was supposed to see you off. I wasn't supposed to go with you.
I don't think he knows where you ended up. We didn't really have a chance to leave a note.
How old are you, Amelia?
I'm an adult woman. Remind me, Chastity, is she 20 or is she 18?
She's in her early 20s.
She's in her early 20s, so she's probably...
She's pretty close in age to Chastity, because they were in...
Chastity is how old again? 20...
that is loose, because the birth date is...
Oh, that's true. So we're going to say that she's probably... We'll say she's 21. Because otherwise she'd be approaching spinsterhood otherwise.
I think
Like Josephine.
21 was roughly the age where you could marry without your parental permission.
I'm 21 as of a few months ago.
Well, it's time for an adventure then, right?
Good. I mean, I just like, yeah. You look quite young. I just wanted to make sure that like.
You look quite young. How old are you?
19.
Well, then I'm older than you, so stop condescending.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't ma'am me. I'm sitting at the table the same as you. I don't care if you're Irish or Zulu. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Oh God. She's gonna bury her face in her food. Like literally just face plant in her eggs.
Oh, don't kill yourself, darling. It was fine.
So anyway, the transitive principle applies to. Dr.
Yes,
Freeman
have
will
you
go.
considered?
Well, I mean, obviously, why wouldn't I have? Obviously, you consider these type of things when you are talking about the relocation of quantum. Blah 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 blah.
Daddy, you're
They
being
just go
awfully
off.
quiet over there.
This is the greatest show. I'm sorry. I love seeing other people with money stick their boots in their mouths. I knew she was hungry, but I didn't know it was for leather.
What are
Although,
we going to do with her?
I mean, we have to take her with us, obviously. I'm not leaving her.
She doesn't know.
I suppose she also didn't come with luggage
No.
no, just baggage.
or money.
Teddy!
What? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You and me, Joe. You and me.
Well, I suppose, Mr. Dashwood, we will all be raiding your cupboards bare.
So wait, are you all coming to Paris?
I think that's the plan.
We're gonna have a European vacation. Oh, sorry, Darcie?
I said I really can't go anywhere, so I guess tag along.
I love Paris. C'est magnifique. It's gonna be great. How's your French? Anybody?
I'm competent in German.
I'm fluent in Latin.
I know Old Irish.
I'm from
I can work on my
Louisiana.
French.
Okay, so we've got Dr. Freeman can speak French. I'm passable, Mai says. I can speak most languages. Suddenly, you hear a voice come from the edge of the counter.
Well, at least you have a translator then, Darcie.
Bryn,
Did that cat just...
yeah, Bryn.
Welcome to London.
And, she's gonna faint.
into her eggs.
Into her egg, just.
So she literally has egg on her face.
Yeah,
Darling.
Hold on.
Brent,
Jesse's
really,
gonna like.
What did I do? What's wrong?
The non-magic. She doesn't know magic.
She better
So we're talking
learn.
cat. Yeah.
Should we just tell her?
I
mean,
did.
it's going to make traveling very hard if
It's true.
she doesn't.
Joe did. Besides, she said
She said it would make more sense, and she, her grandmother believes in fairy rings. We should just tell her.
Okay, come on. Do you have any of that smelling salts, Evelyn?
Oh, yes.
Clean her face off a bit.
Before
Jesse's
we-
gonna grab a napkin and like start like wiping stuff off of Amelia's face and like help her sit up again.
Sorry, I had a dizzy spell.
Okay,
I thought that cat talked.
Meow.
It did.
That's Bran.
That's better.
Cat just said meow.
Meow.
We've worked on this. You know how to meow like a cat. Do it. Meow. There we go.
Meow.
Okay, so
Josephine is actually losing her shit because I can't keep it together.
Darcie's just like she's doing the thing at like the table where she's like crossed. She doesn't know how to put her arms, but she's trying to give the cat the stare down and just like she's like we've worked on this, Bran. We've worked on this.
Evelyn is rather like carefully continuing to talk with like Dr. Freeman, but kind of hiding how much she's like just.
Doctor.
And then she'll like
laughing.
motion to the cat to come sit on her lap because she's just like, I need comfort. I need
Dr. Freeman says to Dr. Taylor, I think there's something that we should discuss as a group before we make any other plans, though. May I? I'll be back in a minute. If you would all finish up breakfast and just set things by the sink, I could take care of them from there. Think nothing of it. We'll definitely be there to help clean. I appreciate it. And Dr. Freeman will head out of the house, heading toward the carriage house.
I think Evelyn will carry the pots over to the sink to get them soaking at least.
I swore that cat just...
So, I need to tell you something.
You and Teddy are finally getting engaged? I knew it. I knew it! I knew it!
No, something more believable.
No.
I'm a free agent. What are you talking about?
No.
Could anyone really
That's
tie you
not-
down there, Teddy? I've kind of got the impression that you're
More
not
than
fun
once
to
a
settle.
night if they're lucky. What? Oh, the old ball and chain. More than once a night if they're lucky. No, I'm saving myself for marriage, obviously. I'm just not sure whose. You had something you wanted to tell me?
So, I think that whole... That's a lot to unpack. But, no, so... Magic is real.
Okay.
The cat does talk.
Meow.
Bran, just say hello. Just.
Meow.
Bran.
Huh?
Say hello to the nice girl.
Hello, nice girl. I'm listening.
So the cat does talk. We did
fall through a portal to get to London.
Yeah, we fell into the ocean and we landed in London. It's been about a day
In their
and
carriage,
a half.
actually.
If you want, I can go grab the post. You can see today's paper with the date on it. if you don't believe that.
Okay.
There's, I mean, I figured it's easier just to.
Who's the witch? Mai will raise a hand.
That's Mai.
Yeah.
Apprentice witch as well.
And and I'm gonna like light a candle with
So,
who's the bad captain now?
Did you blow up the ship?
No.
No, someone, I think it was the port authorities,
Why is the
blew
Port
it
Authority
up.
hunting witches? How long have you been a witch? I thought you were Protestant.
I am.
You can't be a Protestant witch. You're
But
from
I
Boston.
am.
But you're from Boston.
Closer
You're
to
from-
Salem, actually.
You're from Salem.
Near Salem.
Jesus is going to be very upset with you.
Yeah.
I think at that, Darcy's gonna bust a gut. She will like just.
It's not me for once.
Darcy's.
I don't think he would rightly care.
But
Based on.
He...
I mean, that's.
Well, I haven't done anything wrong, so you kept
No.
this from me. And she's gonna reach across the table to some of the bread on the center of the table. And what? Can you make me a dex roll?
Oh God. Is she throwing bread at me?
Yep.
I think so.
7 and an 8.
7 and 8. All right, you are going to dodge out of the way of a hard baked biscuit. She hurls it at your face from across the table. It's going to hit the wall and explode. That was a perfectly good. Let he who has not sinned cast the first scone. Pardon me, Dr. Freeman will say that
clever
coming
girl.
back into the house. Because I realized I forgot that he was outside.
So I didn't.
What did I
We're
miss?
generally not supposed to talk about this to people who don't know. But you're
I'm your
here.
best friend. Technically, I'm her best friend. I'm one of your best friends.
You're both my best friends. So Teddy's also
You're a witch? No, I'm a hedonist. What? I'm not a witch. I'm not gonna say I'm a witch. I'm not gonna say I'm a witch. I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch. There's nothing wrong with witches. My, what kind of... There's
So
nothing
will
wrong with
Darcy.
witches.
Darcy will also like glare at him.
You're both wonderful ladies. You're wonderful witches, and you're a wonderful wizard, or whatever you wish to refer to yourself. Wand waving, broom people. You're wonderful.
Mage.
Fine, mage.
more precisely. I'm also kind of a hedonist.
But also a faith healer,
Yeah.
a saint in training,
Yeah.
which is what
That's-
I'm aiming for too, really. But
No, you're not.
Tomato, potato. Just remember that Mary Magdalene was a bit of a strumpet as well, and she hung out with great company. I'll just be your Mary Magdalene.
I don't understand the reference.
I'll wash your feet. It was a thing from the... But it's...
Right. This is a lot to take in.
Show me.
What?
Show me magic. That should probably wait for a bit.
Yeah.
There's something that I wanted to tell you all before you headed out for the day. Do you have a moment?
Now's as good as time as any.
I was going to say that as well.
Let's go into the parlor then. It's been cleaned up since last night.
Oh, good.
Dr. Freeman will lead you into the parlor with its comfortable tables and easy chairs, and we'll set you up on one of the around one of the tables that was used last night for a séance. Well, 2 nights ago, I suppose I should say, for a séance. And as he does so, he will reach into a satchel that he has brought back in, and in doing so, will pull out the large metal box. The one that you took, Evelyn, from the symposium. It's a cube of gleaming steel, roughly 8 inches by 8 inches by 8 inches deep. Seams.
What was that doctor's name again?
It was Dr. Corvo.
Corvo, yes.
You stole it from.
Yes. The absolute dick.
Yeah, he is a dick. The Hungarian dick. All around it, on this cube, you will see that there are seams in soft cobalt, like veins running around it at geometric angles. I've been investigating this a bit to see if there was anything special about it. Any reason why it should exist or what it does. And the Hybern...
I believe Dr. Corvo's demonstration.
Dr. Corvo.
Yes.
I know his research. It deals with all manner of fundamental shifts in causal flow and probability. He is a horrible man.
Yes.
But an interesting scientist.
Unfortunately.
And has much power. If we're traveling to Vienna, he will likely have influence there from his home near Budapest. His reach is long. The reason that I wanted to mention something, you said that the man who did the killing, called you something.
Yes. The doves.
Look at the cube. Can you make me an a perception and investigation roll?
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty of this is going to be 7.
4.
4. Looking at it, you'll see that there is a simple engraving, barely visible unless you tilt it at an angle. What you thought was scarring and marking on the side is actually a single strip of text. D-O-V-E. Each with a serial punctuation after it. I don't know how this is all connected. What do you all think? You're all sitting around it right now. What do you do? Are you touching it, Evelyn?
I will.
As
I'll
you
pick it up to read it.
The letters there, barely visible, gray on gray, will begin to glow.
You do something?
Enough that blue light is cast on your face.
Not deliberately.
Can I activate Prime Sight?
Yes, you
Same.
may. You may just do so.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'd also like to do that too.
Sure. Anyone with Prime Sight, just take a moment and you'll see that magic is glowing around this. And little bits of magic are reaching out from this box. Chastity, you will recognize that there's time magic here. And Prime. Those of you with Prime will recognize Prime for certain. But you'll also recognize forces if you have it. A sudden flickering of light is going to emit and flash out of the box up and down Evelyn's face, like checking it with a candle beam. Confirming identity. Evelyn Taylor. The blue light will scan around the table, flashing across each of your faces. Josephine Carrington. Chastity Goodwin. Darcie Harkness.
What is happening?
Parameters met.
No.
Initializing protocol.
What?
What? Protocol.
Why is this box talking?
The box is going to start glowing, and it's going to start whirring slightly.
I'm going to put it down until we can figure out what's going on.
The top of it, a small circular panel, will rise out of it, and suddenly, a ghost hovers above the table. Incandescent, slightly blue, like the energy that's powering this cube. It's a portly man, wearing a jumper with a strange type of seam that goes all the way to the top of the throat like a mandarin collared shirt. He's a white man, his hair unkempt around his thick jowls. No matter which direction of the table you're looking at him, he's looking at you. He looks at you and through you. Hello? His voice is American. Is this thing on? Okay. Calculations
Who
are correct.
are you?
This should be 1890. The image glitches a bit. Anyway. Hello. I hope this message reaches you well. My name is Thomas Klein. I'm a member of what will someday be known as Iteration X. From the Technocratic Union. Kind of, sort of. What you hold in your hand is my life's work. Sort of. Many lives. Many, many variants. I'll get down to brass tacks. I need you to help me save the world. Do you mind?
What?
No? Good. Let's get started. And let's call there.
What?
Yeah!
Kelly! Damn it!
And I'm sorry to bury the lead for every single person who has not been in one of my games before, but there is always.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm seeing their reaction. I'm going like, okay, obviously I've missed something. I know it's probably from a game. It's like, yeah, I figure it must be something.
Thomas Klein is a so. Thank you so much for watching, first of all. To give you a bit of context for our personal mythology, and don't worry, I will always make this very accessible to new viewers and players. I always do. But long story short is that Thomas Klein is kind of like, what if that guy from Fringe was played by Oliver Platt? He is a trans-dimensional scientist who works with time travel theory and alternate universe theory. Who
was a big portion of the technocracy LARP that we did a few years ago.
Yeah. So he is a future technocrat.
Wasn't he also super relevant in our Mage LARP or before that too? Oh my god.
Yep.
Don't worry, it'll all make sense.
I wasn't there for that part. But...
Trust me, those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I will promise it will make sense because he gets a monologue at the beginning of next game that explains everything.
Good.
But all you need to know is Technocrat from the future says, hey, you have my life's work in your hands. Let's talk.
Calling it Thomas Klein is really just a Easter egg for the three of us.
Yeah.
Basically,
and
all you need
for other people watching. But
yeah, basically, it's like
other...
all you need to know is that future.
The blog's
future
not
guy.
watching.
That's what I said. Chris is not watching, and I'm pissed about it.
Yeah.
Like Otheon is technically in the chat, it looks like, but he hasn't said anything, so I don't think he was actually listening.
So he looks like Oliver Platt, just in case you need a visual representation. So, with a slight beard, Oliver Platt, 2 T's.
Who was the other guy?
Blog.
Crap. Because it was Klein versus Bug.
Bug's still around. Yeah. Bug survived. He managed to upload himself to the digital web.
Well, now that you said that it was D.O.V.E, I'm like, oh shit!
Yeah, it's a dimensional omnivector engine.
Yep.
Well, now I'm worried about how Dove was powered in our last game.
Also, who says that's the same Klein? Because what did I just say?
I know. Alternate universes.
Alternate universes are great because you guys broke the multiverse. The dimensional omnivector engine. I got to put that in my stuff. Anyway, so folks, thank you so much for sticking around for this cliffhanger. I really appreciate you all. Love you all very much. So thanks to your bits. Thank you for helping me pay rent. That is going to be a total of boop, 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 boop. So I believe only one person paid the 1,200 points.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, that's going to be only 7 experience points tonight.
Ooh, spending for seeking.
Oh, god damn it. God damn it. We'll have to find a time where I can run that for you.
Yeah.
Don't break the sacred timeline. Don't break the sacred timeline. While you're figuring that out, I just want to say, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching. I also want to do a special shout out to some of my patrons. So on Patreon, we are basically Dork Tales exists out of donations and charity, and the guidance and support of our patrons. I want to shout out DM Michael Gray, the Great and Powerful, who is our first divine patron. We also have Shulton, who leveled up from being a demonic patron into a divine patron, and his new god's going to be great. Jade, the maker of monsters, who has a great concept that is probably going to end up being its own little mini campaign in the new year. But I will tell you about that shortly. By the way, Amy, mini campaign, if you want.
What?
Mini campaign to follow Emery's. Just letting you know, you might want to consider a new character. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be dark. And then I also want to thank our 2 princes of the Patreon, Taryn, who is the oldest Dork Tales fan, basically, and is very well loved, and also Buddy1977, who... thank you so much for your support, Matt. Like, you're awesome. I really appreciate it. If you want to join them, you can go to patreon.com/dorktales and help support the channel. You also get access to advanced episodes, all sorts of perks. You get shout outs. You also get a once a month behind the scenes podcast that like the last one began with me talking about my butt. It was pretty funny. Robin laughed. I don't know. I think it was funny. But I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I love Mage the Ascension. I love all of you. So, hope you have a good night. And, God damn it, Jen paid for a seeking. Now I gotta do that, and we gotta film it. Yeah, you gotta watch the epic rap battles of history. I plot too many games to epic rap battles.
Just that one that I really like, and that because it was, because
it was perfect in every way. I'm pretty excited by that. So, folks, that's gonna be it for us tonight. We will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.